Hey guys, this is Impact Hall of Famer Gail Kim, and you are watching the Countdown City WrestleCast.
What's up, heels and baby faces? Welcome to another episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast. I'm your host, JC, and I'm joined this week by Tommy.
You.
And, of course, Mike.
I'm Mike. This is 2020. Every week we get closer. We're almost there, guys. Almost there.
We're so
there.
Close now.
So close. So close. Still playing the 2020 theme music, though. I like having that. I kept running with that this year. It worked out great. So.
Yeah. It's just we're so close now.
I think I've said it every week, so I'm almost done.
Yeah. Even as Alan Wrench. Yeah, exactly. You can follow us on our Twitter at @CCG_WrestleCast. Subscribe here on the Countdown City Geeks YouTube channel. Today, the three of us are going to be recapping an eventful weekend of wrestling. We're going to be recapping Impact's Bound for Glory and WWE Hell in a Cell, which didn't really suck this year because the last 2 years have been shitty.
Can we answer at the end who fell faster, Alan Wrench or actual disruption?
Well, yeah, we'll talk about that after we talk Hell in a Cell because
I think our stable is going better than theirs is. Actually,
yeah, probably.
So.
There's a lot to unpack here. We're going to start with Impact's biggest show of the year. This is their WrestleMania, their Wrestle Kingdom. You know, their I guess in AEW's case, Double or Nothing. That seems to be the big one for them.
Yeah.
Bound for Glory. They really, Impact does a really good job of hyping this show up every year.
Yeah.
To wrestlers sharing memories of their favorite Bound for Glory moments. This is a big deal. And for the life of me, though, they just ran into some production issues. Now, I don't know if that's an issue with them or if it was the weather, because the Titans game in Nashville Sunday cut out at one point during the game because the stadium briefly lost power. So I don't know if there's some weather issues going on in Nashville or something or what. But
I did see one report, and so I don't know how accurate this is, but apparently AEW took a lot of the production people that Impact had back around 2018, like 2019, when they were running a little bit more smoothly with their pay-per-views and stuff.
Yeah.
So apparently they have a lot of basically like intern types in some of the production. I don't know all of it, but they made it sound like there was a lot of young, inexperienced people that they had to get in just A, because of the money, and I guess B, because of the situation they're in. So that may have something to do with it. I don't know 100%, but that's one of the reports I had read.
I mean, if they are, it's a learning experience, learning on the fly. You can't really fault them for that, The hiccups were really the first couple of matches, and beyond that, it was really stuff we'll get into, but most of it was like timing. What do we like and dislike about the show? First of all, I do enjoy the fact that Hernandez, as much as we love him here, his weakness right now is a wad of cash, and chasing after that when it leaves him, the ring in a Collier shot gauntlet. For those who didn't see it, and Mike, I know you only saw clips, but basically, Falaba has stolen his wad of cash, and he's decided to eliminate himself because he had to go get his money. So I texted Sean after. I texted Sean after. I go, look, man, that wad of cash. How much we talking here? And he responded with tens and tens of dollars. So.
Oh.
Appreciate the response, Hernandez. I got a good laugh out of it. So,
did you tell him you'd Venmo him some money, or?
Oh my God!
I'm serious. I know better than Phil Sean
that made this so much better. I'm not mad anymore.
Yeah.
I'll take it back. This is all great.
So I haven't been keeping up with it, but has the wad been getting smaller as it's been going back and forth?
Pretty much, I think.
Has it? Yeah.
That would also, like, to me, that would just be the natural thing, like, to just be less and less bills each time each one when someone takes it or loses it.
And gets it back, it's like nothing, Yeah. So.
Or it's like was it My Cousin Vinny? Like, it's one $20 bill with a bunch of ones inside.
Yeah, it's like fan it out so I can see it.
Yeah, exactly.
As far as that gauntlet match itself, that was a lot of fun to watch. There was a lot of good moments, a lot of surprises. something, a little irony of it, I guess. Swoggle appeared in this, but his Twitter handle is at WWE Hornswoggle, and they have to put that on Impact Television because they put all their Twitter handles. So that was funny. Props to Tommy Dreamer giving his tribute to Animal with the really paint. Cool. And he even did a mini Doomsday device with Swoggle jumping off the second rope, which was hilarious. Rhino, I can't believe I got it right, but I was happy I did. Rhino won, and that allowed Heath to get a contract.
Yes.
How about it? So,
So a couple things. There was one clip I saw that I don't know if y'all noticed this, but they called it out specifically the way they shot it, and I'm sure it was just dumb luck. But James Storms makes an appearance, right? So it's kind of like a shock. And of course, his song starts, "Sorry about your damn luck." Well, right as they're doing that, they switch to the camera kind of behind the ring, and Ty is getting eliminated right as it's like, "Sorry about your damn luck." So people are like, "Well, that worked out pretty well for her."
That worked out great.
I didn't even notice that. That's good. That's really good.
I had to go back and watch that then. That's hilarious.
The other thing I heard was that it was supposed to be Heath to win it until he got injured.
Yeah.
And then they just went with Rhino to finish, to do it for him, basically. That's what I heard. So, apparently
because he got injured. Yeah, because he got hurt. He had put a message, of course, on his social media with the injury. But the thing is, at least before the match, they promoted that one of these two guys had to win. Yeah. Because if neither one of them won, they were both getting fired. So they at least set that up. It was almost like, well, thank God we did, because so that worked out. But sorry, injuries happen, right? So I'll take the win on that. And that was my one win of the whole night as far as picks.
Dude, didn't I only get one right the whole night?
All of us.
You know what? Okay. When I get to it later, I'll tell you guys how we did, and it's not good. But
I was starting to notice. I was like, nope, that didn't work out the way I thought. Nope.
Yeah. Because I was reading the result, because because actually, the funny thing is, I didn't know I had to go to Waco this weekend, which I did. So I had to read the results on the way back, and I was like, what the fuck, dude? Did I get anything right on this show?
That's Impact. It's so hard to pick.
Down the list on the website I was on so slowly. I was like, wrong. When it got to the main event, I was like, Lord Jesus, please let me at least gotten this right. I was like, okay.
Yeah, pretty much the same here.
How cool was it, though, that you had Bret Hart, Mick Foley, and The Rock sending messages? The Rock, of course, inducting Ken Shamrock into the Impact Hall of Fame.
I imagine Vince had to be calmed down with old pictures of Trish Stratus, because his brain probably had this vein just running through it of anger and rage. I mean, Mick Foley and Bret Hart, he probably was okay with, but the second he saw The Rock, he's under contract with us. Vince, technically, he's not. Yes, he is, damn it. So.
Well, I mean, the real question did Anthem get a bundle pack on those cameos, or did they have to buy them individually?
You know what?
It did look like cameo videos. That's true.
You know what? Yes.
No, yes. I'm not making fun, but could you just imagine, Mick Foley, so I'm going to send this cameo out to Ken Shamrock for Impact. Oh, good job, buddy.
Yeah.
You guys want to know something interesting? One of the first wrestling tapes I ever watched when I got back into it was King of the Ring '98. So one of the first real matches I ever saw was The Rock and Ken Shamrock in the in the King of the Ring tournament final. Of course, I rented the tape for another reason entirely. I think we all know what that is. But it was cool because I had no idea who Ken Shamrock was yet, and I was like, oh, this guy's cool. You made The Rock tap out. Awesome.
So I assume, though, because again, I didn't get to see that part of the stuff, but I assume they got into how he was actually involved at the beginning of TNA, because it's still connected to TNA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They acknowledge all that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was the first champion and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I would have loved if R-Truth could have posted something.
Right.
That'd have been friggin' hilarious, since he beat him for the. Oh my God! I'd have loved.
You know what? If they would have been cool for him to come out and be like, tonight at Hell in the Cell, and he's there bound for glory, oh, my bad. Oh, Ken, you got this?
I think R-Truth is the one dude who could show up on every single major wrestling promotion show, declare himself the champion of that show, and they could all be like, they can even call by his real name, Ron. You don't work here.
Yeah.
It's like what? Ron, like an Impact. Ron, that was 2002, dude. You don't work here anymore. Are you sure?
We're not 3OK?
3OK? Bro, Conan's in Mexico. Oh.
Road Dogg works at your place.
Oh. That's on me. That's my bad.
Yeah.
Y'all be good.
Maybe he's working on that right now. You never know with him right now. So,
And R-Truth I trust, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
If he does it, I'm all for it.
My favorite moment of the night was definitely Su Yung. Surprise, surprise. Now, obviously, they set this up. Kylie Rae's music hits, and then she doesn't show.
Yeah.
And they really, you mentioned the production, how they took some of the production people. They really need to work on timing on a lot of this. So, Deonna Purrazzo came out first. Kylie Rae's music hits. It's in there, and then it stops. And Deonna Purrazzo's already reaching for a microphone. And it's like, okay, usually when this kind of stuff happens, you maybe play it like twice, just kind of set up that she's not coming, right? And then as soon as Deonna Purrazzo says on the mic, I'm opening this to any man or woman in the back, whatever. Not 2 seconds later, Su Young's music hits. And I'm thinking, okay, pause it for like maybe 10, 15 seconds, build some suspense, and then the music will hit and have bigger impact, so to speak, on the moment, But still, it was great seeing the Undead Bride back on TV and scaring the shit out of Deonna Purrazzo. But,
I think that's one of those things where you like kind of get better with time. So, and I think since Don Callis was on commentary, he couldn't direct it from the back. So, because that's one thing about the show. I think because Don Callis was on commentary, which I can't lie, I love him on commentary. Might have been one reason for everything because he's usually a pretty good production dude.
Yeah, that's something I guess they need to work on. But as far as the Kylie Rae issue, as I understand it, she was injured.
Yeah, that's the story I heard.
Okay, they haven't said what exactly. Not COVID related, as far as I know, but they didn't even acknowledge it. Didn't offer any sort of kayfabe reason why she didn't show. Obviously, I think they can work with something now. Did Susie morph back into Su Yung and take out Kylie Rae before the match to take her spot?
Yes.
She wants her vengeance. You really want to surprise us. Have Kylie Rae come back into the Shadow Realm, whatever they call it.
The Dark Dimension.
Dark Dimension, yeah.
Yeah, so that would be pretty crazy, if you can see Kylie Rae in that sort of character. So
yeah.
But that could be the way they're going with this. Who knows? I mean, they got a lot to work with, and hopefully the injury to Kylie Rae is not too severe. So
yeah.
Now you mentioned that we didn't do so well pick wise. The one pick that Tommy, you and Mike got correct was Rich Swann. How happy were you, Tommy, to see that?
I was absolutely thrilled because he deserved it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I was real happy because all the stuff he's been through the past few years, and to have him get that feel good win over the guy who took him out and everything, it just felt good. To me, it was just like one of those worthwhile things that I love about wrestling. So and just from a cultural standpoint, it was just significant as well. So
yeah, you got the full big celebration in the ring with all the faces, obviously. So we'll see where they go with this. One interesting thing to note is that with the 4-way tag match, they took Alex Shelley. The North took Alex Shelley out of the match before it even started. So that made Chris Sabin's job so much harder. But the North got the title back. So title changes, Rich Swann, the North getting the tag titles back, and Su Yung winning the Knockouts title. Rohit Raju.
North! Okay.
So someone pointed out on Twitter that Rich Swann and Su Yung pulled off the double champion before the Garganos did.
Yes, they are a married couple, and now they're both champions. So yeah, exactly right.
And I thought that was going to happen at that last takeover. That's what I was going for.
Yeah.
Look who sneaks it in.
So here's something funny. I was at a heavy metal show where Su Yung was, and like when she was doing autographs and everything after the show, she was actually video chatting with Rich Swann, and so I technically got to meet him because she was like, "You want to say hi to Rich?" I was like, "Well, yeah, if he's cool with that." I was like, "Hey, Rich." You think he was still recovering? I was like, "Get well soon, man. Love you, dude." So so technically, I met Rich Swann before. He probably has no idea this ever happened because it was dark.
It depends how much painkillers he might have been on, right? So
fair enough.
Yeah.
So
allegedly.
Yeah. Hey, who knows? And those injuries can be hell.
No, I know. I'm just kidding.
yeah. I mean, I was worried the whole match like something was going to go wrong, but when everything, especially when he hit that Phoenix Splash, I was like, yes, 1, 2, 3, thank you. Okay, I was like, oh my god, I almost had a heart attack. Phoenix splashes always make me nervous, dude, because it always goes wrong during the last turn. Somebody moves and I get nervous.
So, how did we do on our picks? Guess what? We all went 1-6.
This is the worst. This is the absolute worst pick we have done as a group ever.
No, here's the sad part. If the rumors are true and the Collier shot had gone the way it was supposed to go without Heath getting injured, I would have gone 0-7. So, it's one of those things.
We would have been 2-5.
Here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
Even if you had gone 0-7 and I would have went like 2-5, I still would have been like, yeah, but can I brag? I don't think I can. I got nothing else.
But that's like the Cowboys winning the NFC East this year.
Or any team winning the NFC East this year.
Why did you bring that up? Oh.
Save that for the sports show I do on Wednesdays.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm in mourning. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'm kind of laughing. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, what is our WrestleCast ratings for this show? Is 0 to 5 being WrestleMania 17, 0 being December to Dismember. I'll go ahead and start on this one because I probably would have gone 0-7 if things had panned out the way they were supposed to, at least the way they were written. I actually probably going to give this a 3.75. I think the production issues kind of made it difficult to kind of get behind. Like there was like basically a whole 2 minutes of the Collier shot gauntlet that you missed.
Yeah.
Because they were trying to deal with that stuff, audio. It's growing pains. I get that. That's stuff you have to work through. So it's not taken off too terribly. But I don't know if it's just the fact that there's no crowd. It's hard to get hype with Impact when there's not a crowd there. That's almost been a staple of the Impact shows. And I was a bit disappointed in EC3 and Moose being a cinematic.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
That made really no sense to me. This EC3
also disappointed that Moose won.
Yeah, it's I don't know what they're setting up with it. It is very interesting with EC3. It's almost like a whole dark sort of he's getting into their mind sort of thing. So 3.75 out of me. Mike, did you feel comfortable giving a rating? I know you did.
No, I'm going to refrain this time from giving. I didn't really. I mean, I saw clips and stuff. I just don't feel like I watched full enough matches to get a feeling. I have mentioned before, and I mentioned this when we were talking privately. I mean, I do feel like even from watching the clips, the small venue with no fans really kind of takes away from things. Right. I don't know how it felt being able to watch the whole show extended, but in the clips, I mean, I know even with Thunderdome or NXT, we used to complain about the fake fans and the plants, but you hit a big move and it's just dead silence, not even fake noise or anything.
Yeah.
It just kind of takes away that. I mean, and again, I know not all their fault, things they're having to deal with, but
they don't have the big budget for a big video screen. They only have enough really to pay for cameos of The Rock and Bret Hart and everyone else's shit.
That's where all their budget went.
I know. So
that is, by the way, that's the story I am sticking to with this. And they could show me a video of them talking to The Rock and agreeing this beforehand. I don't care. I'm sticking to the cameo story.
It's funnier with the cameo story, but at least they're not wasting money on pyro when there's nobody in attendance, right? So
I still don't get.
And at least they're free to do their own cameo and haven't gotten them taken away. So
yeah, there you go. So
unless Mr. Brody Lee involves anyone in the Dark Order, then they can't do that again. They have to.
That's exactly it.
I'm sorry. I love it when they do that on BT.
Yeah, those are funny.
Tell me, what's your rating for Bound for Glory?
A solid 4.
Okay.
The production issues were a problem, but I won't say. You know what? I've seen worse. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like I've seen worse from much bigger companies who should not have them. So for Impact
WWE years ago.
Yeah.
Savio Vega.
So for Impact to just now hit production problems on the show, that's just first of all, that's just like one of those things that happens at a big show that you don't want to happen, but it just freaking backfires on you. So no, I mean, yeah, I would have given it higher probably for my pick. I've been more right about my picks, but anyway, yes, I'm being honest. I'm bitter. I was wrong, and I'm not happy I was wrong.
Happens to the best of us, Tommy.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm still bitter.
And the worst of us. No.
Yeah.
That brings the overall rating on this show to 3.875. It's Bound for Glory. It's the biggest show. And it appears this is their final pay-per-view of the year. They did announce that the next pay-per-view, Impact Hard to Kill, will be on January 16th, 2021. My God, I know it's a few months, but it seems so far away.
It does, doesn't it? Jeez.
But another big news they announced is that they will have the return of the Knockouts Tag Team Championship.
Yeah.
Jessica Havoc in the Vea.
Yeah, which is, I understand it, they will probably be running a tournament for this and crowning the new champion at Hard to Kill.
It's literally Jessica Havoc and whoever she's teaming with is my pick. I'm assuming Nevaeh. I honestly couldn't care less, but it's just Jessica Havoc.
What was that from last week? Your alternate reality ex-wife?
Yes,
that's what it was.
Yeah. But see, here's the thing. I've been thinking about that. We be exes, but like still cool. Like if she talks about me in interviews, she's like, we just didn't work out. But he's cool. I'm happy. He's happy. Yeah,
it would be co-parenting. Yeah, basically.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah. We'd absolutely have at least one kid for sure.
Yeah. My question with that though is obviously there's a good amount of Knockouts talent. They had a good run with the tag team championship years before.
Yeah.
What free agent talent out there, or what talent could be coming back to take part in this and possibly, build up a good Knockouts tag team division?
Tessa?
I was gonna.
Oh wow.
You're a jerk.
Yeah, sometimes.
You're a jerk for that. I don't know. I was gonna say crap. Half of the women in Texas, man. Roxy could go out there. Hyann, Hyann's in Chicago now because she's with Shimmer. But yeah, like that kind of talent. Alley Cat. People basically who aren't technically signed by AEW or WWE right now could just show up in the tournament. Why not? I mean.
Yeah, probably a lot of that talent that doesn't have contracts, but will show up on AEW Dark every now and then.
Yeah, everyone who's going to Mission Pro next week. I'm assuming, yeah.
That'd be interesting to see. I'm kind of curious to see if they bring in some new talent with this and build this back up. And
I had a feeling they were going to do that when Tasha Steelz started randomly teaming with Kiera Hogan and when Nevaeh showed back up, and then when Rosemary and Ty Valkyrie worked out their differences. Because that's one of my favorite mismatched couples ever in tag team wrestling. Is like that so does not work on paper, but oh my God, is it fun in practice? It's like wow, this shouldn't work. Oh my God, I love every second of it. So, and then she's marrying Johnny Bravo, lucky bastard. Anyway,
Johnny Bravo.
Yeah, that's his name. That's what he actually calls himself.
Yeah, they're running that story right now. So
yeah, he used to be a ref, but they call him Johnny Bravo.
Yeah,
all right. Oh, you're talking about Rosemary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were talking about Ty, and I was like, wait. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
She's happily married to a dude with 18 abs. So there's
that's where I was like, wait a minute. Okay, yeah. I get
Depending where he works, it's Johnny Blank, or John Blank, basically. Yeah.
John, insert last name.
Yeah.
Johnny last name.
Johnny last name. Speaking of Johnny last name, we'll talk WWE now. WWE Hell in a Cell.
Hell of a segue, bro.
He wasn't wrestling technically on the card, but he was a part of the show.
Yeah.
At the time that we recorded, we only had 4 matches available to us to pick from. I think one of the other high-profile ones that got added after us was The Miz versus Otis for the contract, Money in the Bank contract, which I don't know how you look at it. I guess sadly or not sadly, I'm kind of sad that The Miz won this one.
I'm okay. This was my thing with the night. Okay, I was half thrilled, half disappointed.
Yeah. Because
it's like they did a lot of stuff well, and then just kind of killed it almost right after. Mm-hmm. It's like the Roman Uso thing was phenomenal. They did the contract thing and killed it. The Bayley and Sasha match was great, and
that was fantastic. Yeah.
And then they had Orton win from Drew for no good reason and killed it. It's like do we need Orton to be champion again right now? What in the world does that prove?
I don't know if y'all have heard the same ones, but basically Edge and Orton at WrestleMania for the belt is what I've heard.
I did hear that, which disappoints me supremely. Which
unless Miz cashes in at the end of the match at WrestleMania, whoever wins that,
I
could see him cashing in on Edge, like revenge.
I like Miz.
Yeah.
I feel like he's reliable, but you have to build him up a little bit more for me to take him serious at the championship level, especially with what they've been doing with Roman and Drew and Brock. Brock was up there, and then Braun. I like Miz. He's one of the most consistent people they have.
Yeah, that's true.
He's never bad, but I feel like he would really need to take it to another level. And again, I know that's kind of that sneaky thing.
Like,
but
yeah. But see, the thing is, though, I'm with you, and the problem is, I feel like they've had it at that level, but never pulled the trigger again.
Yeah.
It's like when he was cutting all those promos, like last year before last, he was like, okay, cool, this is a good tough Miz who's telling this truth. He's saying he's the best, blah blah blah. Cool, give him the belt, and they would never do it. They kept giving him the IC of the US title, which are great belts. I'm not denying that, but they're putting all this emphasis on him. They have him they're promoting his show and all this stuff like that. But they won't pull the final trigger and make him world champion. I was like, well, what's the point? It's like if you're gonna have this guy cut the promos of his career and then never do anything with that, what's the point? He's a heel champion. That's what you had the first time. People will boo him religiously. He loves that, and quite frankly, we love to do it to him. So,
yeah. It has me wondering though if he's going to go the route of cash in and not be successful, or what they're going to do with that too. So
I also hated the fact that Tucker cost him which made no sense. That was absolutely stupid to me. There's very few times I can say I don't get. There's very few times in wrestling I say I don't see where a story's coming from at all. Even with the stories I don't agree with, I say okay, I can kind of see why they did that. I don't get that booking in the least bit.
I get it from the WWE sense that they're bigger on Otis, which is why they split him up originally. So at least this gives, because I was afraid that Tucker was going to get lost in the shuffle once they separated. So I don't know if y'all heard, but they actually moved him back to SmackDown since the draft, so they can continue that story. So I mean, it's if they're going in all in on Otis and they see Otis as the bigger draw, then I get it from the WWE standpoint. I'm not a big fan of it either, but I at least get it from that. I mean, they always do that with tag teams. I guess to them, Otis is the Shawn and Tucker's the Jannetty.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. With I think I had group messaged. What if? Because I thought for sure before the show started we were going to have the Universal Championship as the main event, and to my surprise, it was McIntyre and Orton. But I thought, what if Otis wins and cashes in on Roman at the end of the night? But then I thought, of course, when the Universal title opened the show, which was a shock to me, I thought, wouldn't it be hilarious if to get around the loophole Miz exploited, because they built that up so much in the storyline, the pre-show, if Otis just cashed in before he ever had to defend the title shot? How great would that have been? Yeah. So even then he would have lost it, and then there was nothing to wrestle for, and Miz would have been pissed off. But as I mentioned, the Universal Championship opened the show. The finish was very well written, very well executed. That was one of the best parts of the show, I think, because these were two guys that we're not going to say I quit normally under any circumstance.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was good.
I thought, and see, that's what I'm talking about. This show had some really good highs, and then you just drop back down, because that whole ending I thought was fantastic. And see, okay, this is where I gotta kind of defend the no fans. This is the one time I gotta do it, because when you could hear the referee yelling at Roman and there was no one else yelling, I think I'm glad they're taking full advantage of, because first of all, why does every ref get beat up during Hell in a Cell? They literally have done nothing to deserve it.
And one of them got he got injured a little bit, apparently, the first ref that Roman threw over.
Yeah.
He got injured on the fall. I guess he didn't take it very well or something. But
if I'm gonna be a ref in Hell in a Cell, I'm dressed in like Norman Smiley when he went full hockey gear for his hardcore matches. So that's how I'm going with it.
you're all calling into work that day. You're like, oh, Hell in a Cell's a Sunday, guys. Oh man, I got a haircut.
Yeah.
And
I would be
other
like,
stuff.
it's oh Hell in a Cell's this Sunday. I can't make it. I gotta wash my hair.
It's a religious holiday for
Like,
me.
I gotta wash my hair like a lot. So yeah. Sorry guys.
You're
Can't do
bald,
it.
sir.
For me, the match.
Sir. Look. Who said it was my hair I was washing? I didn't say my. I said my hair as in this hair I gotta wash. I didn't say it was on my head. It's hair I gotta wash. I'm a stylist on the side. I have a dream, so sue me.
Vince is gonna take that too. So
yeah,
sure. Yeah.
For me, the match of the night and one I think should have been the main event, and I had hope when the Universal title was first, was Bayley and Sasha Banks at their Hell in a Cell was insane. You know, I mean, and
I really do think the wrong match was the main event too. That was my other thing. It was like the wrong match was the main.
Yeah, and I think they took it upon themselves to prove why they should have been. The finish was crazy, you know, but it was very poetic, very sadistic for Sasha to do that. And of course, Mike was joking in our group message. Well, she'll be losing it by the next pay-per-view. So.
No, I said it's sad that she's going to lose in the next 5 days.
Oh yeah,
you know, she'll lose it on SmackDown.
That's true.
I mean, unfortunately, that is her
MO. Yeah,
that's her MO.
Yeah, and I know the last time they had a women main event of pay-per-view, I think it was a Hell in a Cell match. It was Charlotte and Sasha. And little things here and there just didn't go right, but I really hope that's not deterring them from letting it happen again in the future. You know, so the table didn't break on the finish. Big whoop. You know, you work something out, and the ladies can do it. And I think that should have been the main event of the show. So,
I could have taken that, or I could have taken Roman J. Like as far as a match, I think that was the match of the night. As far as the overall story, like that, the like you said, like we talked about earlier, the Roman J stuff. With the brother and the family all getting involved, that just like, and Roman, like, I kind of feel like Roman is Joaquin Phoenix and the Joker right now. Like his performance is carrying it. Like,
I never thought of it that way.
I'm not a big fan of the Joker movie overall. I think it got a lot of overhype for the stuff that happens in it, but himself. Joaquin Phoenix's character, that's what I feel like Roman Reigns is doing right now. He's just on another level as this heel. Like it's been just inside of him for years waiting to get out. And Heyman is playing off of it so perfect with that, you know, half scared of like, I can't believe he would do this. Like, you know, he would do that with Brock sometimes, but he was kind of more worried that he was going to injure someone, or he like Roman, he's like scared. I feel like he's scared of Roman is what he's showing at times. And I love it.
He's not believing how sadistic he is.
Yeah.
I think he's scared of Roman probably more than he was scared of Brock. So,
as far as our picks, we all went 2-2. We only had 4 matches to pick, and what do you know? We all went 2-2. So on the weekend, we all went 3-8. Yay!
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Good in baseball, right?
Yeah, that is actually pretty good in baseball when you think about it. So,
yeah, but still, I'm like.
Now our WrestleCast ratings on this one. It's tough. It's tough when you do these when it's against another show on the weekend.
Yeah.
And I won't say this one was any better than Bound for Glory, and I won't say it was any worse in my personal opinion. So I gave it a 3.75 for me. Obviously, the one thing they had better going for it was the whole crowd thing, and they're able to pipe in that noise and use the Thunderdome and all that with the budget and everything like that. But still, I think it was on par with what Impact put together on Saturday. So, Mike, do you have a rating for Hell in a Cell?
I mean, I don't know if I'm a little biased. I'm going to give it a 4.25 just because of those 2 matches. Like I even made a comment. I didn't even mean this in a really negative way, but I felt like the women's match, there was a little bit in the middle when they were kind of setting some stuff up that like maybe it was 5-10 minutes, and I was afraid it was going to get into that kind of NXT Johnny Gargano territory of like kicking out of, 17 finishers.
Yeah.
But they kind of pulled it in at the end. But yeah, like that and the Roman thing for me, were strong enough to carry it to like what I consider a good show. The Otis stuff and what other match? Well, I mean, the main event too. Like it was a decent main event. I just wasn't really big on the way it ended. But even their match, going to the top and it wasn't bad. But yeah, so like I'm okay with it.
All right. And Tommy, you're right.
I'm going to be a bit more harsh. I'm going 3.5. Like I said, the two matches that saved this from being a lot lower, and it would have been a lot lower had it not been for these two matches, were Reigns and Uso and Bayley and Sasha. But even then, it was like it was too inconsistent for me, and like I just don't get the booking of some of the things.
What match did we not talk about? Oh, the
Hardy and Elias.
Yeah.
And that was fine, but it was
I told you that was going to steal the show.
That was my other thing. It was like a lot of these matches were very much filler for the obvious sell matches. And I get that you're going to have that on pay-per-view, but it's like, damn, you can't build up more than that for a pay-per-view? Really? You have all these guys and you can't build up more than that for a pay-per-view? Damn. And let's not even talk about the fact that none of their tag team belts were even on the freaking show. So, I don't know.
Was there not there wasn't a Hurt Business?
No, it was Lashley against, you pick your opponent from Disruption that he wanted. And I forget who he challenged, but he put his U.S. title on the line.
Didn't he
it was, right? Slapjack? Or...
there we go.
Slapnuts?
Oh, yeah. My bad. I thought his name was Starscream. My bad.
Yes. Overall rating for the show, 3.83. I did want to mention one funny thing that happened on the pre-show, which was hilarious. So Road Dogg was on the panel. They were talking a bit on the pre-show. No, not Road Dogg. Jeff Jarrett was on the panel.
That's also no dear God.
Yeah. And lo and behold, R-Truth comes out and says, Road Dogg, Double J. Oh, you didn't know? He was confusing that together with Jarrett with Road Dogg, and I was dying laughing. I thought it was so funny. Another funny line. I know Peter Rosenberg. He's got a podcast, a wrestling guy. Kind of plays the heel thing up on these panels, but he when they were talking to Elias, Peter Rosenberg is praising Elias, and he says there are so many wrestlers who have tried to be musicians but failed miserably.
Yeah.
An obvious little dig at Jeff Jarrett, who was there at the table, and Jarrett just took it in stride. So it was hilarious. A couple of hilarious moments on the pre-show I wanted to acknowledge that I thought were really funny.
Well, he could have flipped that too. He could have said, but not many musicians have failed to be wrestlers.
Yeah.
I also would have loved it if R-Truth would have been like, Jeff Jarrett, I'm going to challenge you for that NWA World title. Oh, yeah.
I'll see you, or at least something like, I'll see you at the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
Or
the asylum. Yeah,
the asylum. I'll see you at the asylum, Jarrett.
I'm the true king of the mountain. Yeah.
And like, Truth, neither of us work there anymore. For real?
I don't even own it.
Dude, I got fired and I started the company.
Oh my God. Would it have been even better if Jarrett challenged him for what was the other group he tried to shoot off? The GC, what was it?
Global Force Wrestling.
Global Force Wrestling.
Global Force.
I really think, looking back, that was Jarrett's segue into sell his video library and make money off of it. So I mean yeah, that probably was.
If it works, it works. So who cares?
Yeah.
Real quick, are we into wrestling news now? Because I just went onto Impact's Twitter and I gotta tell you what I just saw.
Sure, we can do that real quick before we get to 1 minute warning. So
okay. Well, first off, I didn't even know Robert Evans was in Impact, and apparently he showed up as like a lawyer for Deonna Purrazzo about the Impact about the Women's Knockout Championship match.
Oh no, okay.
And the other thing is, apparently, for the wedding of Rosemary and Johnny Bravo, the lights went out, and someone shot Johnny Bravo. and it ended, and I'm looking at it, it ended with Tommy Dreamer going, "Who shot Bravo?" No!
Wow.
So I have so many questions.
Wow, I just refreshed my Twitter and I'm looking at it. There it is. Hashtag Who Shot Bravo.
It's amazing.
Wow.
Okay, you know what? I'm sorry. I don't get who can't like Impact right now. I don't understand it. It does not make sense to me.
What happened?
They just killed.
Also, breaking news from Dave Meltzer 4 minutes ago: Serena Deeb won the NWA Women's Title from Thunder Rosa tonight.
Where? What?
Whoa!
Oh,
On primetime? Is it primetime wrestling?
I guess Doug Meltzer tweeted that. We did hear about this likely happening, and that both WWE and AEW had interest in her. I don't know if he's referring to Thunder Rosa or not. Oh, and I'm seeing who shot Johnny Bravo.
I was gonna say you don't think that's.
I see the Tommy Dreamer segment right now. Oh my gosh, that is crazy.
That's hilarious.
I was gonna say you don't think that might be that Rosa's leaving NWA for AEW?
I could very well see that happening, even though Serena's also.
You know what? Honestly, I think it might be that because she still runs Mission Pro here in Texas. So, and if anywhere will let her run a promotion and work there, it'd be AEW. You know?
Yeah. AEW confirmed it 40 minutes ago on Twitter after the NWA had tweeted it out. So yeah, Serena Deeb is the new NWA World Championship.
Nice.
Honestly, to me, this is still good business practice by both NWA and AEW because Serena Deeb still is technically signed with AEW.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is just still them doing smart business.
Oh. Huh. Interesting. So maybe there is something going on there.
Oh my god, I need to go back and watch when we're done and just to hear Tom scream because it looks hilarious because he's in his full animal garb as well. So
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to throw the whole show off, but
that's hilarious.
Brushing Twitter and I saw it. I was like, oh my god, someone killed Bravo.
Before we get to 1 Minute Warning 2, since we're kind of on news, we mentioned it earlier. Should we talk about disruption and how they've pretty much just been thrown to the
how disruption has been disrupted? Yes, let's talk about it.
It's like as soon as they revealed the whole hacker storyline that everybody saw coming, it's gone to hell. You know, they've lost all momentum that they've ever had. Like you built this group as killing everything, destroying everything. Oh, we had to sign them just because they would, the trespassing and all this. Now that they're in a stable and everything, wait, they're run by this guy? Oh no, let's just bury him.
You actually, you know what though? This popped in my head. Maybe this is WWE's attempt at reverse psychology. Because when they first started appearing, we were like, this looks so dumb. They're in math. First they were all like in like hoodies and they all look like 5'6" guys, and then they show up in masks, and we kind of made fun of it. We made accounts to make fun of it. So maybe this is like fine, they're gonna lose all the time, and now we're like, whoa, like come on, why are they always losing? Maybe this is their way of like getting the internet fans behind them to be like, come on.
If Vince is that clever, I will take back 4 things I've said about him. Just 4.
Well, probably not Vince. Maybe Triple H has been involved.
Triple H being that smart wouldn't surprise me, but Vince being that smart would. Oh man.
I just thought it was like they get beat again. Ali runs away. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the Hurt Business. I don't really care if they're heels or faces. Like I like their dynamic. I like that they brought in Cedric Alexander. I think that's good for him.
Yeah, I agree.
But I mean, they're just destroying disruption, and it just hurts disruption. I don't know.
I just wish they would do something more. Okay, so my thing is that you've established Her Business as clear heels, but you have them take on a heel group. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
It's not like I mean, it would make more sense if it was a personal thing. Because to me, like when NWO, Wolfpack, and Hollywood fought each other, that made lots of sense because they're mad at each other. But having this group attack them when Her Business essentially does the same thing, attacking everybody they see, I don't get that. I don't get the logic there.
I do think they tried to make it make more sense. I think it was on Raw last night where Hurt Business did an interview. And they were like, let's remind you, we're not doing this for free. We're doing this as business. And, WWE, like they got into contract with WWE to take care of disruption. And they said, in exchange, we expect compensation. And then, like I think Shelton or some of them said in gold, insinuating that, they take care of disruption and then they get title shots
yeah.
and stuff like that. So I think I think they're kind of a heel at heart, but I think they're really playing more a tweener. And it's just like, we're doing this for business. We just,
I just wish they give Bobby Lashley the freaking world title already. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be a very slow build if that's a good
I don't know how they have never gotten to him and Lesnar. I do not get that.
I'm wondering if
they don't want Lesnar doesn't want the match because he probably doesn't want his ass getting kicked. Who knows? So
this guy's legit.
Yeah.
like
when
Lesnar saw Keith Lee that time. Who is this big boy?
Big boy? With that, we'll move into our 1 minute warning segment. Now, Mike, you do not have a good thing and bad thing going on.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a little break from that.
There's a lot of shit.
It's been fun. There was it was mostly bad last week, except for El Gran Gordo, which for me saved it. But he didn't make a return this past Monday, so
yeah,
I don't know. No, I'm gonna go a little bit different today. So, are we timing this or?
Yeah, whenever you're ready. 3, 2, 1, and go.
What I actually want to do with this 1 minute warning is do a shout out to Bayley. This past year with her title reign and her character change has been amazing. For someone who, didn't get brought up as part of the Force Horsewomen because of her injury in NXT. And I've heard so many people, I mean, I know it's kind of easy to say, I've heard people say, but basically consider her the fourth out of the 4 horsewomen. I thought she had a character that could never not be face. He was one of those who just had connected. We talked with Tina about how she could have been the John Cena of women. But with her turn and this character and just going full in depth, she carried that SmackDown for the past year through this whole pandemic. And I don't know what's going to happen, Friday. I assume they'll continue the feud, but just shout out for this run she went on with the belt. It was impressive, and her character was the best thing about SmackDown for a lot of that time.
Okay. Good stuff. Very much props. Yeah. So
to me, she did that thing like kind of like what The Rock did in like '98, what Naito did a few years back, what Roman's doing now. The face thing worked, but not to the point. And I think she did hit a peak with it, but now it's time for a change and like a complete revamp of the character is what really worked for her. Like when Naito went full Los Ingobernables, that made him from like a guy who could be main event to, oh my God, he's Tanahashi level, And The Rock, same thing. When he went from, smiling guy to full on third person nation domination, I'm the greatest thing walking on God's earth, So
and not to mention having to overcome that horrible first year of writing and booking she had to deal with, and we always go back.
You know what? In that regard, both her and Alexa Bliss deserve props for surviving.
I was going to say, going back to that initial thing with Bliss,
they almost got screwed over so bad with that bad writing. Oh my God! I'm
glad you guys finally acknowledge Alexa Bliss. Like she's also, I talked about this last week. She's killing it right now with the Fiend. Her character work is amazing. I mean, you guys. I see Alex. I see Alex. Who's Alex? Who's Alex Bliss? Alex Ablis? I don't know who that is.
I know you can see this. I'm not talking about the Bella Twins. I don't know why
your camera
randomly cuts out.
Like your mic is literally covering up the A in Alexa on my camera.
I know.
So I do see Alex.
I know.
The referee from Mr. Saturday Night or whatever his name was.
Alex Ablis might be the funniest thing I've heard.
That segment where Alexa's playing Alice in Wonderland was great. So I did So back to your Bayley 1 minute warning, though. I will say this: one proud moment I've had over the last year, despite Bayley having the character change, having the heel turn. My 6-year-old daughter is a dedicated fan of hers.
Yes.
Music has changed, different. No matter what, she will cheer for Bayley. WrestleMania, she was cheering for Bayley. She's invested every time she sees her wrestle on pay-per-view. And she was very sad when Bayley lost, but she was like, okay, she'll get it back. So she believes in Bayley. role model. Even now, yes, you're still a role model. So her walk-up song when she was playing T-ball was Bayley's old music. And so definitely it is cool to
Does
see
she
that.
want the haircut?
No, she likes her long hair. She
Okay.
likes her long hair. She wants to keep
I
it long.
was about to say she doesn't want to be the Karen World Champion. I'm just saying.
No.
One
Not yet.
Karen,
She's too young.
rule them all.
No.
Sorry.
She's too young. She's still so positive.
She likes having the long hair, even though it gets everywhere in her face when she's trying to do her class. I'm like, just put a damn headband. Daddy doesn't do his hair very well. So, all right, Tommy, you ready to do your 1 minute warning, or?
Yeah.
All right, ready, set, and go.
Okay, to no one's surprise, mine's still about New Japan.
Okay, no way.
So coming up on the 11th, on November the 1st, and November the 2nd are 2 title matches that I'm very excited for, with Desperado and Kanemaru defending against their junior heavyweight tag titles against Takahashi and Bushi, which, Hiromu Takahashi doing literally anything is okay with me because he's going to be hilarious in it. But the bigger news is Taichi and Zack Sabre Jr. putting their tag titles on the line against Yoshihashi and Hiroki Goto. Now, the reason that's big is they even recently successfully defended the never openweight 6-man tag belts, which we've discussed on this show as probably the funniest belts because they literally change hands almost every title defense. And they defended them twice and have kept them. So that's almost a record, actually. I think LIJ holds the record, but I think that's almost a record. 2 defenses and they still got them. They're going all the way, guys. But I'm hoping for Yoshihashi because as long as he's been in wrestling, the guy's kept his stride. I mean, despite everyone telling him he should leave, busy, he should quit, blah, 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 blah. Dude never gave up. Dude believes in himself, and with a guy like Goto on his side, I think they could do it, and I think it'd be hilarious because there's rumors that Zack Sabre Jr. might join this empire that Will Ospreay is building. There's a rumor about that, and I'm still curious as to how that's going to play out because I really want to know where that's going.
Leaving Suzuki Gun, huh?
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, did you see what? Did I tell you guys what happened during the G1 climax?
No, I don't think
might have, but you have to remind us.
Taichi beat Suzuki in
that's right.
one of the block matches.
Okay, yeah.
And he basically was saying I don't care if he's the boss. I'm the one who won at the end of the day, something like that. And the reason why I bring up the Empire with Will Ospreay is because Okada took this betrayal personally. Like, he's been running to the ring still with his ring jacket on and just jumps Ospreay every chance he gets. He doesn't even bother taking his coat off anymore. He just runs to the ring and just jumps him. And he even called him. He said during one interview, he said, "This is brother against brother because you betrayed me. So this is personal," because Ospreay is outright refusing to face him, which I think is code for "I'll see you at Wrestle Kingdom," because that's where we're all going to make money off this match.
You mentioned the never openweight 6-man titles always changing hands. At one point, did they just start calling it the Sasha Banks 6-man tag titles? Because,
okay.
Never a successful title defense.
Insert rim shot there.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm Tommy. Good night, everybody.
I wanted to ask you, Tommy. I didn't want to interrupt your 1 minute warnings. You got it started, but you said they have 2 title defenses. I was like, is that the most ever?
You know what? Hold on. Let me check.
It might be. He's gonna Google it now.
I can't remember who has the most title defenses on these belts, and I'm really curious now that I said that. Hold on. Okay, so I'm looking it up right now, and the longest reign was actually 340 days. Well, it was Taguchi, Togi, Makabe, and Toriano. They had 4 defenses. 4!
In 300 plus days?
They had 4 defenses. And yes, that is the most successful defenses.
That's like a Mae Young level of
yeah.
I'm sorry, Moolah. I meant Moolah.
Wait. The next 2 down are 3 defenses each. It was LIJ and Bullet Club with Fale, Tamatanga, and Tonga. Oh my God! I'm sorry. I love these belts. I legitimately do, and I don't. And to me, it's just like these are why. Like, it's kind of like the Broadway thing that Jericho and NJF did, which we have not talked about enough. It's just fun. It's just fun. I sometimes just want wrestling just to be fun and not be always serious. But by the way, yes, that Broadway thing was fan-freaking-tastic, and more people should appreciate it.
Real quickly, Jordan Grace off the Johnny Bravo getting shot storyline tweeted, "Listen, if I retire and they don't kill me off TV, I'll run the angle myself." So seems to be an Impact trend, you know. Allie gets killed.
I legitimately love Jordan Grace, like
Yeah.
because she's so funny. But yeah, if they don't kill me off, I'll do it.
How many alternate reality ex-wives do you have?
How many
alternate realities are there? Yeah.
Yeah, how many alternate realities are there?
Well, it's called the multiverse.
Give me a solid number, and I'll give you a solid number of ex-wives.
Right.
Actually, JC, should you just push in that scene of Doctor Strange, 14,600,000 whatever.
How many do we win?
One.
If it's that many multiverses, I bet Jessica have at least 2 of them.
All right.
Different versions.
One's all Bizarro Earth. All right.
Okay.
Take that. For mine, I want to at least show you guys something that happened 2 years ago on this show. The details are a little bit fuzzy at this point, so let's start it real quick.
What's up, heels and baby faces? Welcome to another episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast. We got a great show today. I'm your host.
What the?
Here we go.
So yeah, what you just watched was Tina hit me over the head with her money.
Shocking
moment and everything. Here's what's more shocking. We have not had Evolution since then.
That is
actually 2 years, and that's the only Evolution show that we've had.
That's depressing, actually.
They've gone back to Saudi Arabia.
Did you say Evolution is a mystery? Oh, sorry, it's yours.
Yeah, okay. So for all this talk about you're building up all these women, how much of a big thing it was. You can sell a women's pay-per-view without Ronda Rousey and the Bella Twins. I've said this before. It is possible.
And you're right, because Bayley's been proving that.
Yeah. Why do I think that they went to the women's tag team championship route very early without building up more of a female roster? Yeah, I still kind of hold on to that. Real quickly, who are the women's tag team champions?
Nia and
Jax and Shayna Baszler.
Okay. They're pretty much forgotten at this point, though. It took you guys a little while, you know? It did. Yeah. So bring Evolution back. That's the point of this. You don't need big names to sell it. You have the talent to do it. You have a venue to do it. The women can run the Thunderdome and kill it. And people will tune in. Even if you got to have an all-female fan in the crowd, in the virtual crowd. People want to see this.
That would actually be really cool.
That would be cool.
It was one of your better pay-per-views of the year, that year. You know, it tore the house down. And it was something that needs to happen.
Yeah.
Especially with the way the world is right now. Girls, women need someone to look up to. And, you know, Impact hasn't exactly done their one and only all women pay-per-views in a long time.
Yeah.
Something WWE needs to take the lead on and just do it. Bring it back. It's been 2 years too long. Bring Evolution back, please. So
I think, like, to piggyback off that, like, because I remember, because I think we mentioned this, Jazz is retiring from pro wrestling. Trish Stratus posted how much she loved wrestling Jazz and everything, and they traded back and forth how much they enjoyed wrestling each other. And she said in an interview, like, how Trish was one of the reasons, like, they were trying to get away from, like, the bra and panties matches, and she said Trish never complained. Like, you know, if you gave Trish a job, she was going to do it, you know? So it's like, you know, from that kind of mentality, and now we actually have that to the point where the women's storylines are the most interesting. You know, the Bayley's stories are the most interesting, you know? And of course, I'm going to do it again because it deserves talking about. Impact's female division is what I think really, really helped bring up women's division wrestling all across the United States because they did such a good job with theirs. So there's no reason you can't have that now. Bayley is that interesting by herself. Asuka can main event any show, despite the fact Vince forgets she's even there half the time. And you have all this amazing talent. You know, Lana whenever she's not being put through a table. I literally can't remember a time when she wasn't anymore. And you have like Mandy Rose doing her thing with Dana Brooke. And all that stuff. So yeah, there's no reason you can't do that now. But
not to mention NXT is stacked. Like, bring them up to the show. Why not? They're just make it. I mean,
NXT you did in the first Evolution. Yeah. So
NXT could have an all women show and it would still be killer.
Yeah, seriously. So I mean, just put them all together. I mean, they've been so many missteps, and as much as we love them, I do think over the last couple years there was a way of an overemphasis on the four horsewomen, which detracted a little bit from some of the other talent. I mean, like I know you try to build Lacey Evans, and she has this like the real life story that people can get behind, but the sassy Southern Belle act, I don't think really draws people in.
Yeah, it mistranslates.
Especially as the face. As the heel, it kind of worked. But if you're going to use her real life backstory, I don't think it melds well.
No.
So, but yeah, I mean, you have more than enough talent. You know, we come back to this. They broke up the Iconics, and now Peyton was I mean, she had a good showing last night in that 4 women match. And I saw a lot of people on Twitter saying like they think she was the best, like kind of the MVP of that match.
Yeah.
So maybe they will start using her more. You know, I haven't seen Billie Kay on SmackDown since they drafted her over. You've got tons of talent. You misuse it a lot. It's just.
I'm not knocking either of the Iconics, but right now I feel like they are best together. Neither one of them has proven they can go out on their own with their charisma. They feed off of each other. That's what makes them special. So
I think it's not so much that we have like they can't do it, because I think they can, but I think that they're more comfortable with each other because that's where they have the most fun.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like,
oh no, nothing wrong with that at all. That's
I mean, I know it doesn't happen as much anymore, but like, think about tag teams that were just tag teams all their life, pretty much. I mean, you know, Legion of Doom for the longest time. I know there were some single runs when one of them would get injured or one of them take off, you know. But I mean, there's just let them stay together if that's the best fit.
Exactly.
The Dudleys did it for the longest time until they just decided to go do their own thing. But
the overall point is the talent's there. You can use it. So
yeah.
Before we close the show, I do want to mention one more thing. Obviously, we're in the middle of a pandemic, and unfortunately, that has hit a bit close to home in my family. And a family member that a lot of wrestlers that we know actually do know her as well. Cousin of mine is about 5 years younger than me. Just found out a couple days ago she contracted COVID and has passed away. I hadn't seen her since last Christmas through obvious reasons, but we had always talked on social media. She lived in the McAllen area, was a big wrestling fan, went to independent shows there, saw the same wrestlers we see up here, like Rudy Russo, Rob Love, everyone that goes down there. So we always just kind of compare notes, always hoping to get back to a show together, maybe down here or up there, whenever we could get together. Unfortunately, she has some complications. And so young, she's gone too early. But I'm not trying to bring the mood of the show down, but it is a bit wrestling related.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of, grew up with her, would see her around at Christmas time, and it just sucks. I'm up and down with it, have my emotions about it. But Claudia, rest in peace. Enjoy wrestling. I know there's a lot of your heroes that you're probably getting to meet right now, and so just enjoy that. And till we see each other again, know your family's been well taken care of, and thoughts to your parents and everyone else, family and friends, are affected by that. So we're all praying for you. So,
and guys, and then I don't want to make this political at all, but people, guys, wear your mask, social distance. It's still going on. This isn't gone away.
It's sad that has to be political.
I know.
I know.
We're just trying to take care of each other. That's all it should be about. Just like I say at the end when I sign off, guys, just be nice to each other. That's all you're trying to do.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry to hear that, man. That's
So I was debating whether I want to mention it, but she was friends with a lot of wrestlers too. So, and I thought I'd say that. So, Twitter account for us at @CCG_WrestleCast. Subscribe here to the Countdown City Geeks. Next week we will be previewing AEW Full Gear. Still the funniest name for pay-per-view I think they've come up with, because it really just started on Full Gear Challenge that they used to have on Being the Elite. So,
and it's those things that somehow morphed into something serious.
It really has. So, and the list has come out. We'll also be talking about the PWI Women's 100. Lots to discuss there. Did they get it right? Did they get it wrong?
Sorry.
Yeah, spoiler alert. There's another internet discussion to go off of. So we'll have the list in front of us. We'll probably talk. We'll try and limit it as best we can, but we'll be talking through that list, breaking it down, what we agree with, what we don't agree with, and yeah, go from there. So thank you again, everyone, for watching and subscribing. We do appreciate that as much. We do love getting together and talk wrestling. It's just kind of a way to forget everything. So over here, we got Mike.
Mike, guys, be good to each other.
We got Tommy.
Thanks, guys.
And I'm JC. And as always, heels and baby faces, remember, pro wrestling is real.
People are fake.
Fake.
Hey yo, subscribe to the channel by clicking right here.
Or if you want to watch more videos, click right here.